Hello. What's up? Late Saturday stream. It still counts, okay? I was gonna stream Saturday afternoon, and now it's Sunday afternoon. So it's like technically same day, more or less. Anyway, yeah, I'm not good at making up excuses, I'm sorry. This was supposed to happen yesterday, but stuff was happening yesterday, yeah. Can call it stuff, I guess. And I mean even today, but you know, it's still alright. So this is what is this gonna be? This is going to be just ranting. So if there is gonna be any gameplay, that's gonna be incidental, alright? Absolutely incidental. So you know from the start that this is not going to be focused on gameplay. Oh, and you know, if you're Square Enix cops, don't arrest me, please, for like the music at the start. It's just my like intro music, okay? I know you don't. I know you probably don't like people playing other people's music over their, you know, over your precious gem of a game. But like, just let me live, okay? I promise you. I mean no harm. It's just my intro. Anyway, with that out of the way, I should say, cyber police on its way. Yeah, I know, right? Oh my god, cyber police. I now thought about like tank police or some tank dominion police or something. I mean, the setting kind of matches. Anyway, yeah, please don't murder me on my sleep. Square Enix. It's just my intro music, okay? I mean no harm. No copyright things that are bad for copyrights, okay? So, I'm just a cat who likes music, okay? That's all. So, alright, back to what I was saying. So yeah, any gameplay that you might see is like just incidental. I mostly just want Final Fantasy to be on the background. Or as a background is better. And I'm just gonna rant, as the title says, so you know, you knew that from the start, about my experience with YawnTrail so far. You knew it was coming because I mentioned it, right? I did say that shit was coming. That's what she said. But like, yeah, yeah. So you know, I have to have an opinion and give it as well, and so I will. And this is it. So just, you know, my Saturday/Sunday, I guess now, kind of unhinged rant, okay, because that's what I do on Saturdays and Sundays now. Don't expect, like, I don't know what you expect. It's opinions, all right? It's like what the box, what it says on the box. It's literally what it says on the box, okay? It says opinions and it's opinions. All right, so with that out of the way, what the fuck did I just play? That's the first thing I want to ask. So, there are so many fucking layers to this. Okay, where to start? Let's start with the most, like, surface level things. The graphics upgrade, right? I mean, yeah, we do look more like plastic dolls now, but if that makes sense, it kind of grows on you. It's an improvement from before. It's a little bit too plastic for my taste. I was, when they first announced it, I was thinking something a little bit more gritty. But not gritty as in, you know, the game goes grimdark, but more grounded in reality. Sorry, I have a hiccup. And it's not going away, so forgive me for that. Yeah, so I was expecting something more, you know, more down to earth when it comes to characters. Warhammer Fantasy. No. For real, I was expecting just more detail and not so much adding a layer of like makeup on things, because that's what it feels like. It feels like they added, I mean, I can see that the texture has improved, like texture quality has improved and all that across, but I can also see that a lot of things are are now masked by some kind of like, I don't know, I can only describe it as some sort of like TikTok filter or something. I don't know, that's what it feels like. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm gonna say it's noticeable, and yeah, it grows on you, obviously. It grows on you, but at the same time, it now feels much more uncanny. Like, how can I describe this better? If you know how some people are, some people comment on, like, for example, the beauty standards that Barbie dolls used to set, right? Because they were like so ideal. So to a small degree, to a smaller degree, and I'm not saying like it can influence people that way, but I mean it could, but like that's not my point. The point is that like to a small degree, it feels like we got that kind of facelift, right? Across the board again, like every character, every race. Though some races feel completely the same, like Lalafell. I don't think anything's changed there. But hey, it resulted in improvements with lighting and shadows, I guess. I don't know, like the day that I was ranting about it, side ranting about it, rather, I did mention shadows getting fucked, but I think that was like very specific to the weather and time of day in Limsa, that it was happening. Because I didn't notice it anywhere else, and like honestly, noticeably, I have had no issues with, you know, shadows on characters and like all that stuff. It's fine. So graphics wise, I'll say okay, you know, you can get used to the plastic feel, I guess. Because like, I mean, I can see it on my character, on my cat, for example. It is like she's got like instead of improving, they kind of like added a layer on top, which that layer acts as like, you know, if you know your makeup, it acts as like foundation, right? And they applied that, and then it feels like the shadows are softer on it and all that. Like that's the feeling I get. But yeah, I mean, the eyes of the characters are more like, they're not lifeless or as lifeless as they used to be. And overall, I'd say good job. Even if I hoped for something more realistic, more grounded than just, you know, a literal paint job. That's what it feels like. A good one, and it works, and it feels fresh. But I don't know, it's not like some kind of fundamental change to me. It's like, take what's there, add a lot of makeup, and that's it. But they did an excellent job on armors. Like, some pieces are now actually usable, like these gloves are not like horrible anymore. Even though this flaring bit here, I mean, what the fuck is that? Anyway, but yeah, textures and such on armors and weapons have improved a lot, which is more than just applying a foundation there. So, you know, credit where it's due about that. It's very nice, and the lighting, I guess, is nice, and the shadows, as I said, are nice, and you know, all the weather effects and everything feel a lot more improved. So yeah. Now, I won't go into like other stuff like that, technical stuff like sound and everything. It's mostly the same, and quite honestly, I'm playing with my music turned off all the time, like since the beginning, so I can't really comment on it. I've heard a few tracks of its OST, but like, whatever. I don't, you know, I'm not a fan. Not that it's bad or something, but I'm just not a huge fan. So I can't really comment on it other than I turned it off. Because I just do that. It's not, you know, it's not the music's problem or anything. Technically everything else is the same, I guess. As far as I can tell. So, you know, done with that now. And the meat and potatoes, I guess the first thing I want to touch on is the story. Look, it's no secret that I'm not a fan of Final Fantasy's story. I really just don't vibe with it that much. I've repeatedly called it like a mediocre anime, like, not mediocre, an adequate anime story. That's about it. Kind of typical, kind of what you expect. I mean, I always had issues with the main character, where basically we're just a soulless husk at this point. But hey, you know, we set things right. That's our identity. That's the whole like character of the main character. Like, you just exist and you just do things right, and you're always right, and you can do no wrong, and you can't really choose anything, and you have zero personality except from an eerie pantomime which occurs with every dialogue, and I'll get to that. So yeah, I don't know, story for me is like so fucking whatever that I can't say if it's good or bad. Like, I'm not sure. It could be good, but is it? Could be bad, but is it really? Do I care enough to find out? I don't. I just, you know, I just don't care. I just don't care. And YawnTrail, sadly, is even more like irrelevant. Like, from what I gather, and this is like me having read zero spoilers and skipping everything, right? So I could be wrong, but it will be very interesting if I'm right. Okay? So let's give it a go. For some reason, you decide that you had enough with your god-killing powers, and you decide to have to go on vacation or something. That's what I presume is happening. Exploring new lands, because you've literally done everything where you were before, like including, you know, killing literal gods and like demons and whatnot. So you just embark on a journey because someone was curious about a land far away. That's what I've gathered so far. And on that journey, you arrive in like some kind of tropical shore where there is some kind of drama between like the current ruler of that city and a constantly depressed hunchback feline of some sort that is your, you know, favorite NPC of the expansion, I guess. And I'm talking about that you know, that female Hrothgar person. And that female Hrothgar person seems to be interested in ruling, or was ruling before but was dethroned, or left the throne because things went bad and some boohoo story. I'm not sure. But you befriend them and you get thrown into that drama with like the local politics. And honestly, the stakes feel like literal zero because it feels like you're doing someone a favor. Neri says, I think she's a contender for the throne. Yeah, okay, yeah, whatever. And as a person who just does good wherever they go, you obviously mingle. It's like that's what you do. You're a hero. You're the protagonist, right? You have protagonist syndrome. You arrive at the town, and before your arrival, everything was at an impasse. But with your arrival, everything starts moving again. Basically, you're making it move by force. The force of friendship and good and anime and God. And so that happens, and then you travel around because you need to uncover the various like plot points that lead to the conclusion that feline is actually the rightful ruler, or should be, whereas the other guy, who's like a two-headed kind of monstrosity, Jar Jar Binks or something, I think you find out that his roots aren't that good, and so he's a bad man, and the feline is a good person, and so you help a good person, and you dethrone the bad man, and then the sci-fi nation attacks, and I'm not sure how they tie into all this, but yeah, there is a huge scale, like, you know, Star Trek invasion, but you resolve that. All right, and it has something to do with like that feline being friends with like what I think is an AI construct, or something. Maybe it's an actual person, but they're connected with some kind of network. I'm not even sure, dude. I don't give a fuck for real. But anyway, yeah, she gets possessed or something, and you resolve it by slapping her hard enough to make her bleed and attract the attention of the feline, of the hunchback feline, who then comes in and says, "Don't forget that we were friends." And then she remembers that you're friends, and then that basically that's it. Okay, and then you resolve that, and everything is well in the sci-fi nation, and the feline becomes the ruler, I think, and that's basically the story. The end. And yeah, I think it's so. I mean, I was bored explaining to you what I understood, and this is by skipping every single dialogue and every single cutscene, every single one of them. Didn't watch anything. So I wonder how close I've gotten. If I'm very far, okay, but if I'm not far, then this is a very shit story and a lot of unnecessary fucking dialogues. It feels like it's a very simple story presented in such a bombastic and self-indulging way that honestly it just leaves a bad taste. It's like, you didn't create like the 8th wonder, like the 10th wonder of the world. You just wrote like a basic story of two political rivals and your character supporting the good one and defeating the bad one. So I'm not too sure what's so fucking amazing about that. The FFXIV lore community will hear of this. I'm pretty sure that I'm already like getting, I'll be getting death threats or something. Please don't send death threats. It's not cool. So yeah, what the fuck? And the thing is that like it's tonally so out of fucking order and thematically so out of order, because first you're like in Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and then you're like Pirates of the Caribbean, and then it's like basically Peru. Like it's a fucking, I don't fucking know. Okay, it looks like Peru to me. And then you're at some like weird mashup from the Lahi forest plus purple, and then you are in Texas for some reason with cowboys. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what the literal fuck is going on? And it was so jarring, and I don't fucking know, dude. I don't know, what the fuck is this story? What the fuck is this? And then you're in fucking Cybertron. Like, you're in Night City, except it's like Night City if it was like made for children, like, you know, 9-year-old children. So you could call it Day City, Daycare City even, instead of Night City, you know, naughty Night City. It's like Daycare City, and it's okay. I like it. It's a bit empty. It's a little bit too large for what it is. Like, this scale feels good, but it's not populated enough. It just feels so empty. Have you ever been in Amnoon, in the Crystal Desert in Guild Wars 2? Now that looks lively. This looks empty. This is just like, it feels like they were expecting that this would be filled to the brim with players. Like that you would have like role players every fucking 5 seconds of walk, creating their own little Night City tales or something. You get what I mean? That's what it feels like, but it failed because everyone is just congregated right here, and that's it, and everything else is just abandoned completely. There's nothing there. Which would have been interesting if the scenario was that, like, you discover once more, but fine, let's bear with it. You discover, like, an ancient time and space displaced city, waiting to be populated by some kind of refugees. I guess that would have been a much more interesting scenario for this shit. But no, you just stumble on this, and judging by what we see, all of these houses may be like 2 people. And these are automated cars. They don't, you know, they're just for show. Everything is like, this whole building is probably just like 3 people living with each other. That's it. according to what we see here. And anyway, I like it though. I'm not gonna nitpick too much. I like it. Oh god, what is this? Skyrim fucking shadow transitions from... Oh my fucking god. At least Skyrim modded that. You're a multi-million dollar company. Like, what is this? What is this? You're sabotaging my fucking stream. Okay. Anyway, don't mind that, okay? It's just like, they're doing the best with the weather in the night and day cycle. So, which, by the way, why does this place have a day and night cycle? It feels like, where is the night and day? Where is the sun? Anyway, I don't fucking know, dude. So, okay. All of the locations, like 70% of the expansion in terms of locations has been absolutely fucking disgusting to navigate. And honestly very jarring thematically and like tonally. The differences are like way too fucking abrupt. And I don't know, it feels also you don't get to spend much time in every zone. Except the last one, perhaps. And what's worse, after Cybertron, you go to LSD Cybertron, which basically is like, it's Stormblood all over. Yeah, it's totally Stormblood all over. Yeah, where you are like some kind of like Japanese setting, but also at a kind of like, I don't know, Arabian setting or something, or Middle Eastern guy. I don't fucking know, dude. It's weird. This is worse to me though. By far, this is worse to me. And the last map, which is like this LSD place. Well, in a very ironic like development, you shut down the electrical grid there, thereby stripping it of its textures and everything, and then it becomes literal 3D Studio Max assets, like exported without textures. And it's kind of like, it could work as symbolism for like the developers giving up at that point and saying, you know what, fuck it, turn off the lights, leave the office and ship that thing, it's ready, launch it. That's what it symbolizes in my head. And that's accurate. It feels like it's accurate. And that's my experience. And once again, like the same problems that I had with like Endwalkers are here, where the enemies are just not interesting, aside from the you know, the sci-fi stuff. Everything else has been reused models, reused assets, and just big plants and big elephants and big like this and big that, and not really something threatening or wretched looking or disgusting or abominable or interesting to look at. It's just big things like, oh, you know, big elephants, big rocks, big cheese. Like there's like big objects that for some reason are animated and want to attack you, like they're sentient and want to attack you. Like, I don't get this infatuation with like putting in there, like at this point I'm pretty sure they have like a sort of a classroom with crayons in there, and every now and then they kidnap like kids from the local school and they tell them, hey, we're gonna put you back, all we want for you is to smoke this weed, get the crayons and draw some crazy animals. And then they take that and they make it big and they put it in the game. Like, that's what it feels like. Draw me an elephant, you know, young Georgie. And Georgie draws a kind of like goofy ass elephant, and they go like, oh, that looks like a monster, we're putting it in. That's what it feels like. Like zero effort. What are the monsters? Like, what enemies are there for this expansion? Well, security cyborgs and like big stuff, like big like lizards and frogs and rocks and like cutlery and like plates and teapots, and I'm not even joking, by the way, when I say teapots and all that, and ghosts, because, you know, the dungeons are in the same fucking shit fucking, you know, hole, basically, where Yeah, the first one is nice. The enemies are kind of weird. Like big funny things again, to be honest. And then it progresses into like that Ronkan-like dungeon, which reminds me a lot of what the fuck was it, Neris? Like that Malika's Well? No, it's not Malika's Well. It's come on, dude, the one with the bat that screeches and stalactites or stalagmites fall, and then you have to avoid them based on their shadow. And there are like white gorillas attacking you at one point, and there's like the last boss is called Eros, and it's like a chimera, kind of like 3 heads, and you know, that kind of dungeon. Oh my god, Kitana Ravel, yes, it's kind of like that, except more Ronkan and purple. And I mean, I like that, but dude, I don't fucking know. You then get like 2 dungeons which are like fever dreams. Like literal fucking fever dreams. You're for some reason, you're in a fucking haunted theme park. Like out of fucking nowhere, you're in a haunted theme park. And there are ghosts and like poltergeists that possess like teapots. And you fight like ghosts and I don't fucking know, dude. I don't even know what's going on. I don't even know why that's a dungeon. And there's another one where it's so fucking random that at that point I gave up. You're fighting some kind of like cowboy cactuses, cacti, I guess I should say, and like a weird furnace which ejaculates bombs, and you have to avoid them. Like it's so weird, dude. Honestly, it's like so fucking weird. And a buff cactus person that just does things that you need to avoid. Like I don't fucking know. It's all over the place. It's literally so all over the place. I got no fucking idea what to do or what to say about it. It's just I gave up at one point. I fucking gave up, and like not gave up as in I didn't complete it. I completed it, right? But like gave up as in trying to understand like what the fuck is going on. I just I noped out of there mentally. I was like, yeah, I'm not invested. I don't care. Nothing makes me care. Fuck it, you know? Now, the fights themselves, which is also something that has like multiple layers, okay? And also sorry for stumbling in my words and being too excited or passionate, but I am passionate about critiquing this, you know? Critiquing any game, actually. And especially games that I low-key like, you know, because I want to like this. Like, I do like aspects of it. You know, I do like it, so I want to talk about it. But I want to talk about its weak points, right? So, as always, if I'm not mentioning something, it means I like it, okay? Because what am I going to do? Go and say, oh, look at this, it's so nice, it's so fucking great. You're not here for that, I'm not here for that. Like, I'm here to critique, like, the weak points, right? To give my opinion on those. Like, everything else, yeah, what do you want me to say? I like it, whatever. I mean, I did comment on the looks, and I said it's nice. And that's as far as I'm gonna go with praising it, you know? So, do consider that everything that you don't hear from me is something that I enjoyed. And probably something that isn't unique to YawnTrail, but something that I rather enjoyed ever since I started Final Fantasy. To which I have to add, YawnTrail did nothing for me. It does literally nothing. It's like, why does it exist? Like, it feels redundant completely. You know how you feel like when you play Dragon Age, right? If you select to follow like Morrigan through the gate, right? You can then say, that's it. That's where my story ends. As far as my character is concerned. So, you know, as myself is concerned. I don't need the other games because that's the story of my character. And it ends there in mystery, right? So that's what I felt with like Endwalkers already, even though I disliked Endwalkers. Shadowbringers felt like that. It felt like that's where it stopped to me. You go to another whole ass realm to the Shadow Realm and you take care of things there, and that's already like such a huge thing and a big accomplishment that you don't need anything more heroic than that. You don't really need anything more heroic than that. And yet there we have Endwalkers, and now we have YawnTrail, and they are progressively more and more redundant and honestly dry and shriveled. And Neri says it feels like a big patch. Yeah, it feels like a big patch. I agree. Or it feels like it could have been a big patch. Just the way that like Endwalker's story could have been story content for post Shadowbringers, where you get to know the 12 finally and blah blah blah. And who the fuck needed those large elephants and their backstory, you know? Who the fuck needed like all that shit? And Meteon, like the fucking KFC enemy, fucking space like roast pigeon, like what the fuck of depression? Who the fuck needed that as an enemy? I would have been content with just traveling to the past and meeting like Emmett Selk's previous self. That would have been in and on itself a far more interesting story. But elephants made me cry out of boredom. Yeah, well, let's not talk about that. We're talking about YawnTrail, fuck that. Don't even get me started on the elephants crying. So, where were we? And I must sound very cynical, right? I must sound like in a rush and cynical, but it's only because I feel like I have a lot to say and I don't want to stay here for 3 hours talking about it. I want to stay here for like 2 hours. So yeah, excuse me. And also I feel rushed because, again, like my weekend has been a little bit hectic. And I guess it affects me, right? In how I am on my stream. And sorry if that like is the case, but I can't really help it. I get affected by stuff in my life, okay? So anyway, let me just continue, and I'll try to take it more slow or less aggressive. I don't fucking know, something like that. So yeah, the fights themselves though. So I was surprised because it seems Square Enix is trying to do with Final Fantasy what ArenaNet was trying to do with Guild Wars. And the funny thing about that is that it feels like they're stealing from each other. So there were fights in this where it felt like way too Guild Wars 2. Which I enjoyed, save for the fact that there is no active dodge or iframes in this one, and your characters feel sluggish and very restricted in their movements. And Guild Wars had the opposite problem, where it tried to do a couple of fights in the style of Final Fantasy with hard fail states and like very punishing results if you fail a mechanic, and people complained just because like the pace of the game and the moment-to-moment gameplay of Guild Wars 2 cannot support this kind of content, and a lot of people complained. And I have the same problem here, where I won't say many, but like I'll say several, or you know what, I'll be generous. About more than a couple of fights felt like, you know, across the dungeons, felt like they were ripped out of Guild Wars or were designed with Guild Wars 2 combat in mind. And it just doesn't work, even though I appreciate the concept and the execution is even right. It's the fact that just the gameplay doesn't match that kind of, you know, I'll say it, and I hope you understand it, the gameplay doesn't match that kind of gameplay, if that makes sense. And I hope they move away from that, because, yeah, at the same time, I have to say that it also has many encounters, wait, I'll find a better word, a more accurate word. More than enough encounters, I feel, were too much of a rhythm game. So now, instead of a memory game, some fights are rhythm games. where, like, I'm not a terrible player, okay? I like to be accurate with my words. I'll say I'm actually good. I'm actually a good player, okay. When it comes to Final Fantasy at least, and Guild Wars, I'd say. So as an actually good player, I'll say that I was very annoyed when I had to deal with these rhythm mechanics. As annoyed as I was when I have to deal with like memory checks, which is like the rest of the game basically at this point. In fact, I'm more annoyed with the rhythm games. Again, I like the idea of having different skill checks. That is thumbs up. But the way they're implemented, and I'm also okay with like Guild Wars style engagements, also thumbs up. It's the execution that is horrible. In the case of the rhythm game parts, where I was forced, and again, I'd say actually good player. Not the best, not really good, not impressively good, just actually good. I was forced to stop DPSing completely and focus completely on movement. And the movement that I was expected to perform very often meant that I cannot be in range of my target, which fucked my rotation. The problem with that is that then it turns into a memory game again, because now you have to remember precisely where you can burst and where not. But that's like a very minor thing. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but like the point, let's stick to the point. And the point is, it stopped me from engaging with the game. It stopped me from pressing buttons at very bad moments, and it felt jarring. It felt like pace breaking. And Guild Wars 2 has like a more freestyle rotation system where you can do some weird weavings and adjustments, and it's fun to do them, and it's designed so you can do them. But here, where Guild Wars doesn't have a my way or the highway kind of thing with rotations, Final Fantasy does. So when your rotation gets fucked, you kind of lose, you drop the ball. And that doesn't feel good, right? Because you're like, hey, my muscle memory is alright, I know my rotation. But because of the awkward forcing of movement at awkward moments, it kind of like leaves you with a broken rotation, which you're then struggling to recover. And you can't really just... You really can't just improvise your way back into it, because it's set in a way where it's like 1, 2, 3, resource spend, 1, 2, 3, resource spend, 1, 2, 3, resource spend into big ulti, and then 1, 2, 3. And if you're not doing that, you're fucked basically. So all in all, I'd say it's a mess. I'd say it's a complete mess. It's very sloppy. It didn't help. Now the structure of the... To go back a little bit... wait, since we're talking combat, right? How are we gonna talk combat without talking new classes, right? So Pictomancer for me is a complete failure. That's because it just feels like it's from another game visually. And that is like a feeling I can't shake. It feels modded. It feels like it was handled by external sources. I don't know, the visuals are bad. I don't know. I mean, they're good, but they're bad in Final Fantasy. Does that make sense? They're cute to see, but how are they like, they don't fit? You know, tonally, they just don't fit. My new favorite word is tonally, by the way, for the day. So, I don't know, Pictomancer just, for me, doesn't exist. It's a myth. It doesn't exist. I'm not even sure what the fuck kind of fucked up lore magical painting would have. The most I can accept is some kind of like Jutsu from Naruto. I've said this so many times, like Sai from Naruto. That's something I would have accepted, swallowed more easily. But like this weird, like Bob Ross kind of combat painter, I don't know. I don't understand, and I don't want to understand, and I don't like it. It's also broken, which whatever. I don't fucking care at this point. I don't have an agenda in that, but it is broken. I'll just say that. But it's a good thing that it's broken. I wish every class was broken like that, because then combat would be faster, which is good, because combat is very slow in Final Fantasy. Not because the rotation is not busy, because that's what Square Enix thinks and clutters your rotation with dog shit. It's because the fights are just bad. I'm sorry, but they are. They take way too long, they're way too spongy, way too many mechanics, way too many memory checks. I don't know. It's just, it's messy. I'll just say again, it's a bit of a mess. It's a bit of a mess for me. So I wish everyone was broken so we could actually just skip mechanics and make fights shorter and everyone can go home happier. Not because I belong to the demographic that don't want to actually play the game, but I also don't want to fucking grow a beard despite my HRT playing the game. There has to be a middle ground, right, between Guild Wars wannabe speedrunners and Final Fantasy, like, you know, time-passing enjoyers. You know, people who literally find watching paint dry very entertaining and engaging. There has to be a middle ground somewhere between them, right? And both games are just missing the point. Well, no, I'll be fair. I retract that. Final Fantasy is missing the point. Guild Wars 2 players are missing the point in Guild Wars. The game itself can support a very good pace if you just enjoy the gameplay and not think how you're going to shave off 5 seconds of an encounter because you're a speedrunner, I guess. Watching paint dry sounds like a picture. Shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up at this point. You've been on a roll with these things. Alright. Loved it, by the way. So, let's see. Where was I? So, yeah. Viper. So, what is up with Viper? Because Viper is... So, okay... Really painting me like a bun. You're banned. You're fucking... I'm gonna ban you by the end of the stream if you continue. So, Viper. What can I say about Viper? I want to love it. I don't fully know how to play it yet. Wait. I do know how to play it. I'm just not sure about some order of using abilities yet. Not because there is choice, because there's none. But because it's just new and I haven't spent a lot of time on it. I just got it to 100 level and... Yeah, it's enjoyable. The problem is that it's a class that seems to want to cater to people who just want to go and sit in front of a boss and press every button that lights up and do damage. The problem with that is that no boss allows you to do that. And therefore, the fast-paced gameplay that it offers goes to waste. And it often is detrimental to the player. Because you just go there and go like, no, I have to press the buttons, you know, and it feels nice because it's very fast. Compared to other classes, it's very fast. And engaging because you're pressing buttons at just the right speed for your brain to stay engaged. And then the boss says, go away. And watch me do stuff. And you go like, oh man, come on. Just let me press the things. Just look at me go. You know, I go full Super Saiyan Blue and I can't fucking use it because like you're forcing me to move away now. And you're forcing me to like look at mechanics where I don't want to look at mechanics anymore. Just let me fucking play the game. And you know, for that reason, Viper is like a very good class for, you know, to demonstrate the weaknesses of fight design in Final Fantasy. That's what I'm gonna say. And as a Viper, I have had the most difficulty enjoying the game because of that. I do hope they don't lobotomize completely, but they did say they're gonna make it easier. I don't care to make it easier, just memorize your rotation. It's fine as it is. I mean, easier. It's not... Viper is not the issue. The fight design is the issue. Viper is not the issue. Like... They hit a middle ground. No, they won't, because they're not gonna nerf the fights. They're not, like, the fights are what they are right now. They're not gonna change. So Viper is gonna change. So, you know, look forward to it becoming like brain dead. And I'm not an elitist who goes like, oh, why make it easier? Things should be complicated because I like them complicated. I'm not like that, for real. I'm one of the very few people who commented the change to Samurai where they removed the fucking self buff. Like, fuck that shit, who the fuck cares? It was just button presses because there was no choice. So it's not that. It's just that, honestly, fix your fucking fights instead, and then every class will make sense. And then you can adjust the classes. But Viper in a vacuum, because now, you know, I haven't been examining it in a vacuum, but rather in relation to fights. In a vacuum, the idea is somewhere between Dancer and Reaper. It has some elements from Dancer. It has some elements from Reaper combined. That's how it feels to me. And it feels a lot like in its pace and aggressiveness, it feels a lot like Thief in Guild Wars, like Daredevil with staff, and or better yet, dual daggers, like Condi Daredevil dual daggers. That's the closest I can describe it, like the pace and speed of the gameplay that you get. Which, by the way, as I am getting accustomed to it, to like how it works, it does kind of feel slower, increasing, you know, exponentially slower the more that I learn it. I feel like that the speed that you feel in the beginning could possibly be a mind trick, like your mind telling you, oh, this is very fast, just because it has a lot of buttons to press in quick succession. So it might just be that it wears off after you take it to level 100 and you've done your dungeons and you've been through the encounters, and then it kind of like dies down. It's a class that feels fast but actually isn't. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Precisely. It feels fast on first contact. You're like, oh wow, this goes fast. And then you realize it's actually not faster than Reaper Shroud, pressing 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, you know. Or faster than Dancer doing the dance moves, you know, one a technical step and what's the other? Avoid shit step. Like avoid the paddle step. I don't fucking remember the names, but yeah. It feels like that. It's not faster than that. It's mostly the animations that nail it, I think. Which are good. They're doing their job. It was about time that, you know, we got a class that has that kind of animation. I've been wanting a class like that ever since I learned Ninja. Which disappointed me because exactly it wasn't this, but this is this. So, cool, you know. But more in depth, it feels like it also creates the illusion of choice. But in reality, there is just no choice in what you're going to do. Because there is an optimal way to do things and a non-optimal way to do things. Or rather, there is an optimal way to do things, and then there is all the other ways to do it. That's how it feels like. You can do it other ways, you can start your combo differently, you can, like, mix your buttons a little bit differently, if you could say that. Like, you can choose to activate this or this at a little bit of different timings, for example. That's the most I can say. A lot of people that I talked about before going in with Viper were telling me that, like, oh, you can choose when to do this or that combo. There is no... You think that you choose, but, you know, you don't get a choice. There is an optimal opening and there is an optimal reopening and there is optimal in between. If you're not doing that, well, you're fucked, basically. Towards which I also have a problem with the visual bar here. I don't know if the simplified bar is better, but this for sure sucks. at least for me, because whenever it glows to signify that you're doing something, like if I press this button, for example, it is going to signify, like it's going to light up these, so that I know which one I'm going to press. If this lights up, then I have to press this. If this lights up, I have to press this. It's that simple, okay? If both light up, I can press any. It doesn't matter. The problem is that both lighting up and only one lighting up does include the same startup glow, which when I'm doing like a more engaging mechanic, looking at this at a glance, I can confuse having to press this for being able to press any at a glance, at a quick glance, okay? I found that a little bit, I mean, I'll demonstrate that actually. And maybe you can tell me if I'm crazy or not. I'll show you what I mean. I'm not sure why I'm RP walking. So pay attention to both of these. Oh, that's a bad example, but keep paying attention. Fuck, another bad example, okay. Let me try again. Did you see that? Like both flashed, but this stays flashing, which signifies I have to press this. Again, both flashed, but now this stays. Like, why do they have the startup flash? Like when I'm in a fight that is demanding, it makes me think I can choose either. Which is not a choice, by the way. You can literally choose either. In, you know the expression non-choice, right? It can mean that it's a no-brainer. But in this context, I'm using it as in there isn't a literal choice. You can press any. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you can press either of them, but in reality, you can press any because like it won't matter. It's not gonna matter. So, whatever. Like when both are lit up, it's not gonna matter what you press. I've yet to manage to run out of buffs just by literally randomly picking whenever both are glowing, you know? And I feel... So here's the controversy about that. Well, there's no controversy, I'm creating it. Here's what I find controversial or contradictory. Why are you giving me a choice when you know there is no consequence? And then if there is no consequence, why isn't this like working like samurai? I don't understand. It's the same concept. Samurai goes, with my setup at least, it goes, and it's important to tell you with my setup because, you know, I have to give an example as accurate as I can. My chains are 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, and 7, 8. These are my three samurai chains, right? With which I get the symbols to light up, all right? And I do 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, whatever, you know. Here it feels like if it was samurai, it would be just all over the place for no reason. I'm not making sense, am I? I'll try again. It's like, why are you letting us choose different paths mid-chain when the chain's result is going to be the same regardless of the choices in between? And if you're gonna make the changes in between very impactful, well then we're still gonna choose the most optimal. So at that point you're also eliminating the choice. So it's completely an illusion, and the main gimmick of this class literally falls apart. I can't explain it better, guys. I'm really sorry. I cannot explain it better. It's something you have to experience. And yeah, a lot of people are gonna tell you, oh, you get choice, it has like engaging gameplay because you get to pick what you'll do. You don't really pick though. You pick what you're told to pick. You're given a choice, but you're also immediately you're literally spoon-fed the solution as well. Like you got this choice of A or B. Choose B though, because B is better. Like that's what Viper is. Resulting in literally the same gameplay as every other class. Literally. But your brain, like the first couple of dungeons you're gonna do, your brain is gonna be like, oh, I can choose. Like, I wonder what will happen if I do 4A6 instead of like 456, or I wonder what's gonna happen if I do 1B and then C, or 1B and then 3. It is so different, you know, but like it doesn't do anything. It just doesn't do anything. I'm not saying it should do something. God forbid that, because then it's going to be too complicated. And then also somebody will find the optimal way, and then that will defeat the purpose. But then just remove it. It's just like, I don't know. It feels like, you know what it feels like? It feels like it's trying to be different just to be edgy. Like for the sake of being different. Literally, that's what it feels like. Like I appreciate the initiative and to innovate, but I don't understand the result. Like, not as in I don't understand how Viper works, but what did we actually accomplish the way they implemented it? I'm not quite sure we accomplished anything other than giving the illusion of choice. And if that was the purpose, then that's a very questionable purpose. I require mod cap. What? I'm not. Okay, fine. You know what? If that's what you require, that's what you're gonna get. I'm fine with providing. You know me. I'll provide. If that's what it takes to be heard, then I shall provide. Do we do it here or downstairs? Let's do it downstairs. The what now? The bright mats? What bright mats? Oh, well, it looks... Enfer, I'll have you know. There are things I'm not using that people might be using, which make things look different. In terms of lighting and... You get what I'm saying? So those things are not allowed. I've never used them and never will, and I condemn their use outright. Okay? So don't give me shit for that. But if you want business, I'll give you business. There. Okay? Do you prefer it this way? Do you prefer me this way? Maybe, right? There. Now, this is your final C14 rave stream? Yeah, I know, right? Get the popcorn. Oh shit, I fucked up your view. Wait. There. Get that popcorn ready. Stream game. Oh, you're fucking right. How the fuck did you know? The more I was criticizing combat and everything and Viper, the more I was becoming the Viper to prove my strength as a Viper. I was literally becoming a chair snake. Now I'm ready to live in a corner and socialize. Listen, don't make me turn this into a clubbing stream. Because I'm that close to doing that. Club Ictis. You know what? Club Ictis doesn't sound bad, and Club Rote sounds very official as well. 4251? What the fuck is that? Wait, why? Why the number? What's the lore with that? What am I missing? That's how clubs work? I mean, back when I was the Club 4251 Ictis. What? I've never seen that. And I have called the club. And we never did that. There was no number. Maybe it's like a UK thing, I don't know. Or a Final Fantasy thing. But we all know that there is no X Club is heaven. Okay, yeah, of course. That's gonna be the party finder. So that's my take on Viper, as hot as a take it is. That's my opinion on it. Which is not to say that I'm not enjoying it, you know, casually, because I can't really enjoy Final Fantasy in the moment. But playing Viper doesn't bother me. It's absolutely serviceable, and keeps you busy. So yeah, tricks the mind, let's say. So yeah, but my criticism still stand, of course. I'm not gonna... I'll die on that hill. I'll defend my positions. I will also agree casually with you. Viper FK stance is good, so it's one of the better jobs. Yes, yes it is. Doesn't have wings? Oh my god, you sage. You sad little sage. I will say though that this is very goofy. Like this run is very goofy. They somehow took the Naruto run and made it worse. Like how, like this is goofy. What are you doing? Stabbing people's toes as you go? Like this is literally the Slenderman coming for you. Pterodactyl. Oh my god. Oh man, shout out to all my pteromains out there. Like listen, you just don't know. You just can't appreciate. You just can't fucking appreciate. I'm so sorry for you. Alright, so so yeah, I don't fucking know what this is. Like, who designed, like, even this is almost bad. It's not bad as running, it's almost bad, because it looks like you're about to morb, but you're holding it in. And then you sprint, and you go like, stop the floor, yes. You know what a missed opportunity this is? Because like, if you simply dragged the blades on the floor and they left a trail of sparks, now that would have been a 20 out of 10. And I'm not even kidding, it would have been so fucking edgelord stuff, I would have loved it. You missed an opportunity there. And if if they didn't want to do that, then at least have here, or, well, have them, have the character, okay? Have the character, hold them like completely in the back like the ninja does. On the shoulders would have been a nice alternative, I guess. God of War kind of stance also would have worked, yeah, I agree. So I don't know how the fuck, because like, as a ninja, right, the iconic Naruto run is fucking iconic. Alright, it looks goofy, but it's iconic, so you can respect it. This thing though, it's literally, what are you, fucking General Grievous or something? What the fuck is going on? Hello there, General fucking Sprintobi? Like, what the fuck is going on? So, I hate that about Viper. But it gets a pass. But how do you fuck up the chance to have it drag the blades on the floor and them going like, you know, metallic sparks on the trail? How do you miss that opportunity? Aren't you like an anime MMO? What the fuck are you doing with your life? You allow Gunbreaker to drag the blade across the floor and create sparks to attack your enemies with? But Viper can't drag the swords on the floor and create spark trails? What are you, Square Enix? And I wish I was sarcastic, but I'm not. Like, I would have given it legit a 20 out of 10. I'd like some kindness to the arthritis job. Oh my god. Viper is just aged a bit. They can't straighten their joints. Yeah. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know what's up, but like, fine, it works. Fine. Even visually it works. It's fine. It's okay. It's okay. I would have appreciated a separate macro to split your swords. And, you know, just for posing, I would have appreciated that. Right now you can do something like this, and then they will be joined. Which, I mean, it's a fair stance, you know, fair stance, no pun intended. It's alright, but like, where is my button to toggle it back? Instead, you have to do something like this. And then you split them again. And that's the only way I've found that you can split them. There is another emote, which I don't remember which one it is, which will also split them, so you can just quickly do that. Like, quickly do the emote and then cancel it, and then they will be split. But that is like a very roundabout way. And I feel like maybe doing battle stance again should then have a separate animation where you separate the blades and do something cool, and then they're separate. Like, that would have been better. Like, the reverse of this, kinda. Like, you know, it has its own animation for splitting the blades, and that would have been nice, you know, an extra little touch for Viper. So another missed opportunity there, I suppose. So, yeah, I don't know. That would have taken another 6 months. Yeah, I know, because like the budget was like $20 and a donut, so don't expect much from Square Enix, because they're not really, you know, they're not really a big company. They're just starting. The beta for Final Fantasy was like, I think like, what, 2 months ago? You know? So you don't give them too much shit about that, okay? They'll make some money eventually. I think like if the game stayed alive for more than 10 years, they would have money. I haven't seen what pull-out animation they have. Yeah, don't give them shit, right? I mean, how would you feel if, like, you and a friend of yours made a game like Yoshi P and, like, another guy did? Like, you know, did you know they literally, like, months ago, pull out... Shut up, Mary. Months ago, they were, like, just 3 guys in a net cafe. You know, the kind of guys that, like, bathe and shave in the net cafe because they're stealing Wi-Fi from, like, the back alley, eating out of the garbage. But they came out with this game, and now, you know, within 3 months of launch, look where we are now, okay? Just wait. Just you wait 10 years. Just you wait 10 years. You'll see. So, what was I saying though, before I started taking the piss? Deservedly, I might say. Draw weapon emote better. I mean, I don't fucking know. Let's see. Draw. Wee! That's the draw animation. What about... Let's see it again, actually. There. Cyberpunk Mantis Claws? No, I think you ain't gonna see a class like that anymore. Because it would have been this if it was that, you know. I don't fucking know where they will go next. And I don't fucking care either, no secret. Don't even get me started on the upcoming Beastmaster. Because everybody needed like even more classes that we won't use in actual content. That's what the game needs. So yeah, Beastmaster, there you go. So, but to get it back to the pace of the story, I feel like, so I'll say this. I'll say this. The story took me 3-ish days to complete, without watching a single cutscene and without reading a single dialogue. I was literally speed skipping. It still took three and something days during which nothing happens. And everything that happens you can more or less deduce just by having read a book once in your life. And let me tell you, it would have taken 1 day, if that, if I could skip, if you could remove the fucking little pantomimes that play every time you deliver an item, the clicking that is involved every time you have to trade an item to an NPC, the fade in and out of every scene, even if you skip it. If you remove all of those little fucking time disrespecting moments, you would have, you would effectively halve the duration, the length of the expansion story. And this is embarrassing. I won't say more. It is embarrassing. And Enfer says, why does it have goddamn phone game level find item click games in the story? Yeah, because so next question. Just deal with it, okay? So the 10-second click to wait at one point. Yeah, that's what I was describing. All those little time disrespecting. It's not even time wasting, it's time disrespect. This game does not respect your time. It treats you like a moron, and it disrespects your time. It's the same reason why you can't must desynth. You cannot must desynth your items. It's the same reason you can't... it's like there are so many archaic, stupid little choices, which in reality, you know, you and I think they're stupid, but they're very intelligent choices because they're wasting your time, which is what you want to do with a sub-based game. I'm sorry, but that's like the damn truth, okay? I'm sorry. So I don't fucking know. All in all, I'm pretty disappointed in this like expansion. It does nothing that will make you consider coming back. If you found the game uninteresting to begin with. Not bad, but uninteresting. It will do nothing to draw you in. It's the same god fucking damn recipe. I could predict when I would get like a follow quest, when I would get like a be followed quest. I could predict like exactly where and when a quest would want me to go. It is so predictable. It is so copy-paste. It's so formulaic. It's embarrassing. Honestly. Like, nothing new is happening. They have one formula, like Square Enix, when it comes to Final Fantasy, is a one-trick pony at this point. They do one thing, and they do it all the time. And they're not doing it good. And for sets, I'd be okay with it if it was only sub-based, not a paid game plus expansion plus sub. Jesus fucking Christ. Yes, I agree. It's a paid game with paid expansions, alright, with a subscription, with huge time wasters, and a cash shop. How about go fuck yourselves for doing this? Anyway, imagine if 40-hour single-player game did that. I don't know, Ubisoft tried. With the one and only quad A game, okay? Ubisoft tried. We all know what happened there. And you know what else? To the pile of insults of like paid game plus sub plus this plus that, like what we were doing just now, can you also add the fact that it's grindy as fuck for a sub game? Like for a sub game that you pay and buy and have to buy the expansion and is full of time wasters, it also requires like an insane amount of boring grind during which nothing happens. Like the gameplay is not engaging. And YawnTrail doesn't address anything. If you watched my videos where I discuss and you can't do most of the content solo, yes, that is a huge issue for me. I am an avid supporter of the notion that in 2024, at this point, MMOs need to understand scaling without punishing you for bringing less than optimal. Like, scale the fights to the class and amount of people present in the party without punishing them reward-wise. It's 2024, people have jobs, people have time constraints, people want to play other games. And the more you're trying to keep them in your game with those stupid mechanics and stupid design choices, the less likely they are to stay because they feel like you're not respecting their time. As simple as that. Let me grab a friend and fucking go enjoy the content. Like, what the fuck? And I don't want to have to force them into being a healer. And I also don't want to have to force both of us to find another 6 morons to do like a simple fight. The biggest issue is most of the game is super casual. Then they force something hard at the end that requires the opposite. Yeah, I agree. It's all over the place. It's all over the fucking place. It's literally all over the place. I think MMOs in 2024 literally need to scale. They literally need to scale. It's about time. Fucking make the move. It's about fucking time. The era of like calling your friend on your old mobile phone that was like a flip phone and going like, hey bro, you want to skip school and play World of Warcraft together and do that raid? Like, I've already notified like Bob and Jim, let's go and do it. That's gone, that's over. That's over. We don't have time for that shit. I don't want to have to find a static. Let me do it with my 3 friends. Whenever the fuck we want to do it, you know? With what classes we want to do it. Like, what the fuck? And you're saying just do one or the other, and I'll say, yes, do one or the other, but still have it scale. Alright, just still have it scale. Because it's separate from the issue I'm describing. Like, the issue you're describing is adjacent, but different. And they're not mutually exclusive. It should still scale. To the class, and to the number of people, like both. And the technology to do that is there. Like, literally, some parts of the game do that already. So why not all of them? I don't fucking get it. What's the problem? And another thing that MMOs need to change, and they need to change it immediately, in my opinion, is stop with the fucking difficulty settings. Design the fight how you intend it to be. End of story. Then make it scale, and then stay consistent in difficulty. Can you fucking do these 3 things? And I'll pay your fucking subscription every time. Every fucking month. Like, MMOs need to do these 3 things. For real. I just dislike that most of the game is 4-player based. The end content is 8-player based. The casual content is 24 based. And PvP is anything from 4 to 24 based. I mean, I don't really have that issue. I don't see an issue there. I do see something there. I think it should, all content should be, yeah, I was about to say that. So we were saying the same thing, but very differently. The difficulty scaling is hard to balance when you can't have a consistent number of players. Yes, exactly. If from the start you design fights to be scaled from 1 to 24, boom, easy, easy. Do that. Like, I don't know why we're sticking to these archaic designs, this fucking ancient dog shit from the 90s. I don't even know why. So again, like, right now we're supposed to be criticizing YawnTrail specifically, but we ended up criticizing MMOs in general, which again, I'll say that YawnTrail didn't invent these problems. Neither did Final Fantasy as a whole invent these problems, but they're definitely fucking neck deep in them, and they don't acknowledge it, and they don't address it, and they won't. And you know why they won't? Because the competition also doesn't. So yeah, I mean, to a degree, yeah, exactly. YawnTrail is built, of course, on top of all this. Yeah. To a degree, Guild Wars 2 does allow this. like compared to Final Fantasy and World of Warcraft, Guild Wars 2 does this the best out of the three, but still it's problematic. But it's still the best out of the three in that. Like, you can definitely engage content with less than intended and less than meta configurations, and you will be successful without like sweating. So yeah. But it still falls in the trap of like, what level do you want your difficulty to be at, right? At this point, just discussing why MMOs are a dying breed. Yeah, listen, they are. So this death is artificial. It's being caused not by the genre's limitations, but by the lack of fucking innovation and inspiration. So by basically fossils making decisions, whose brains are fucking calcified in the 90s. And I say this as a 40-year-old woman, so yeah. Murdered by money. Yeah, because if it's a money printing machine, because the vast majority of the players are basically just fucking gobbling up any fart that Yoshi P sends their way. Why would Yoshi P want to innovate, you know? For example, in the case of Final Fantasy, and any Yoshi P, not just like specifically Yoshi P, like anyone in the person's position, why would they wanna? It's not enough reason. Sorry, just gulping down some coffee I had here. So, in the end, what is YawnTrail? But a miserable pile of secrets. No, I'm just kidding. It's nothing new. It's actually stale bread. It's adequate. Once again, it's just adequate. It has a story. It has like 2 classes. It's cookie cutter expansion stuff, which does nothing for you. Very fun service. I don't know if I would call it a service, because Pem Hrothgar are like I did hydrate. My sweet Enfer, I hydrated. I had some coffee right now. It counts. There's water in that. But I will... Alright, fine, I'll hydrate. I'll get a glass of water and drink it while bees knees in front of the camera for you, I guess. So, 1 second, I'm gonna get some water. I also have to turn on the light, wait. No, you know what? I don't have to do shit. You'll see me in the dark. Okay, let me get the water. In real life business? Oh my god, am I ready for that? Like literally in real life? I mean, I've danced before on camera. For like, I think twice actually I've danced before. Where was I going? Wait, I want to go somewhere before I hydrate. Probably here because it's just a more familiar environment for me. Daycare City. There we go, the 13-year-old version of Night City. Also empty. Also known as fucking vast emptiness. Another day you learn the bees of knees? Unfair. You have no idea. I can really dance in real life. I can really fucking dance in real life. But here. I will do this for you, okay? I will do this for you. Again. You can't say I'm not giving you what you want. You only want business. I don't know what you want. All I know is that I don't know what I look like right now. But here goes like camera. Oh shit. I think something I think that something is wrong with my camera. Do you think it's like this? Oh, hi. Hey. Oh, I'm so blurry. What the fuck? Wait. Is this better? Are things better right now? They are, right? Okay. Cheers. Thank you for the water. For the, hydration. And yeah, I mean, business is actually easy in real life. It's not that hard. It's almost kind of... So I have two routines in real life when I dance. And Neris can confirm that, because Neris has seen me dance in real life in a club. We have gone out and had fun. But like, I have two routines, which are basically my filler rotation when I dance in real life. And one of them is, well, basically business. It's very easy and comfortable to just slip back into that when you know, in between like more intricate maneuvers, let's say. And the other one is like, oh god, I almost, I can't tell you about the other one, but I'll just have you know that it's very simple, and also okay, you know, to do. It's like easy. And these two like rotations are my basic chain in real life. You know, those give me my samurai symbols in real life. And then I spend those in more like intricate dancing moves. That's how I dance in real life. I'm not even joking. Like that's what it feels like. Anyway. All right, so hydration done. Let's carry on with like dog shit. Yeah, because you don't want to go full speed all the time. Because if you go full speed all the time, then you will run out of steam. And you will feel like you're doing an exercise more than you're doing like something improvisation-wise, you know. Midare dance in Geka was something to see. That never happened, I'm sorry. I'm far more elegant than like samurai animations. But yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Don't really. I don't know, dude. It's a lot more miss than hit. Oh my god, these are literally CPU fans. Wait a fucking minute. These are literally GPUs piled on top of each other. Okay, this building insults my fucking taste. This is an actual affront. What is this? This is an affront. Even the lighting here is so fucking awkward. What the fuck is going on? What is this building? And you never see this anywhere else. You don't see that anywhere else. It's like it's just this building there. A mashup of like subwoofers and GPUs. I mean, this building bit different over here. I can accept that because it looks like some kind of arrival point, which. Okay, more industrial colors, alright, yeah, sure, why not? But then you have like these parts here, which, what are these? Like some zone under construction, maybe? And that's why it looks like that, I don't know, they look like fucking 3D Studio Max, like default shapes. Like, how is this worse than like just sci-fi cubes? I mean, these are interesting to look at. Like, this can be my wallpaper, you know, this, for example, like this pattern. But what is this? And like this abomination here. The basement Pokemon cities have better cyber. Yeah, dude, I don't know. It's just like, I don't fucking know. I don't know anymore. I don't know. For real. Hi. Why are you, like, looking at me like that? It's okay, you can look at me. But yeah, I don't know, whatever. These are, like... I mean, you can see, like, the GPU stacks here. Subtum. Yeah. Some Primbo you got there. Give me the deets on where you got it. So... I don't fucking know. I think that, like... I don't know. Is this a buy or don't buy? I guess, are you like fucked up like me? Where you're gonna probably keep buying expansions just because you want the complete game in your quote-unquote library? If so, then this conversation is pointless because you'll buy it anyway. But are you really just not affected by that? Then in that case, I'm sorry to say that this expansion offers nothing. But if you're a fan of Final Fantasy, it also can offer you disappointment. So, again, don't buy. If you're not a fan of Final Fantasy, in a weird twist of fate, it's gonna offer you, like, enjoyment. Because you can see it fail. And so, again, just don't buy it. So, in any case, no matter where you're coming from, I think just don't buy it unless you are compulsive, like myself. In which case I bought it. So in that case, buy it. And then you'll be miserable with me. Okay? And then we can also, like, submit, like, commission art so that they can have, like, more enemies that look like some 12-year-old kid just was told to draw, like, a giraffe. And then that was made into an enemy, and that's the enemy you're fighting. When a DLC released 1 week earlier and delayed YawnTrail has like 20 more content, 20 plus more, it's hard to recommend. It's hard to recommend Final Fantasy as a whole. So, does YawnTrail change that? No. Does it make it worse? Yes, actually. I'm sorry. Actually, yes. The free trail? What's the free trail? Tell me. Oh, the free trial is good. Yeah. Just go into the free trial and then forget about it. And that's it. And you're good. You're good to go. And if you want the cyber theme, you can find the cyber theme in better games. Honestly. Not even necessarily Cyberpunk, but like other games as well. Do this a lot better. So yeah, those are my gripes with Final Fantasy's YawnTrail expansion right now. A good TLDR would be shit story. Time wasting is like at a maximum. It has peaked at this point. The design is just, at this point, is... I couldn't recommend it. The main function of Final Fantasy currently is indeed to be a glorified paid social game. Damn, I'm sorry to disappoint. I have issues with what they've done with their fight design. I have issues with what was there in terms of fight design. I have issues with the combat system. I have issues with like what they've done with Viper and why it just doesn't work in the end, but just barely works, but doesn't do anything different when it clearly wanted to be different. I don't know, dude. It's I can talk about this for hours. I can shit all over it. I can literally spend another 5 hours shitting all over the aspects of Final Fantasy I find would be very easy to fix. Like, extremely easy to just change, I won't say fix, but it just changed in a way that would make them more interesting. And it's not that I'm a genius or something, it's that like it's common logic. Like a lot of people have brought that shit up, you know? Gotta get back to work. Don't forget to smile. Oh, I am smiling a lot, to be honest. I mean, I'm having a good time right now. My expression all this time has been basically this. This has been my real life expression all this time. A shit-eating smile because I know that I'm gonna shit all over fucking Final Fantasy. Good haircut choice, where in real life or in game? Because in real life it's a mess right now. Because yeah, I haven't brushed or anything. It's just like whatever my pillow did to my hair, essentially. But if you mean in game, I know that you're biased because we both love this hairstyle and it's amazing. The real final was the friends we lost along the way. Yeah, but unfair. You and I are still friends, are still here, despite all. So, yeah. As you told me, don't forget to smile, because good things happen. Do you really need anything else? I don't know, more coffee would be nice. That's all I'm gonna say. So yeah, having said my piece concerning Final Fantasy, could you blame me in the form of calling me like a hater, or just telling me that, hey, you don't like it and that's okay? No, it's not that simple. I feel that beyond all joking, the essence of what we've discussed, or what I've brought up, mate. The essence of what I've brought up is valid criticism. Whether you like the game or not just doesn't matter when it comes to those arguments, to those points. I feel they're valid. Specifically, Final Fantasy also suffers from gear creep and, you know, generally power creep. It also suffers from like just bloat as well. It's very bloated in every way possible. It's very bloated, especially with feature creep. It feels like there is like this formulaic progression where things get replaced by other things only to be replaced by other things. Yeah, am I happy? Like, in a vacuum though, if you don't know what Final Fantasy is at all, like at all, right? You don't even know what an MMO is. I guess you can enjoy Final Fantasy. But then the same can be said about any other MMO. Perhaps less so in the case of like World of Warcraft. Maybe even in the case of Guild Wars 2, because it's not that newbie friendly. You can definitely do a lot in Guild Wars 2 as a new player if you know how. So that doesn't count. Like Guild Wars 2 really opens up the more you know about it, you know, and the more people tell you literally hints, they give you tips on how to do things, and after a point you just become a very efficient player and self-sufficient as well. World of Warcraft, I'd say, is too dated at this point to be welcoming if you're like completely new to the genre. Final Fantasy will do its job though. If you literally have never touched an MMO, you can have fun here. What happens after that wears off though? Well, that's where Final Fantasy completely falls apart, unless you really enjoy the social aspect, which fair enough if you do. I have in the past, but I'm burned on it, so I can't give it a free pass. So yeah, it's more Final Fantasy with like nothing addressed. of any criticism ever laid upon it, as if the community is like way too positive for its own good, one would say. Like, even when the community is negative, it's still only for it to ebb and flow back into being super positive. It's like something I noticed, for example, with many content creators, where they were like, oh, I wish they fixed that. Oh, I wish we'll see this change and that change. Oh, I wish we see that addition and this addition. And if we don't see that, that's gonna be a dire situation for Final Fantasy. And everyone was riding that fucking wagon. And then when it came out, and it was literally just more Final Fantasy, just more of the same, more and more and more of the same regurgitated dog shit, they were acting like they never were negative or critical, and just acted like it was like God's gift. So at this point, whenever somebody of the major content creators tries to criticize Final Fantasy, I'm pretty convinced that it's just to create some kind of controversy. Oh, you know, so-and-so said that, whereas they used to say it's the best game. Wow, something must be going on. Let's you know, attention grabbed. And then it launches and it's like, oh my god, it's so good that I'm gonna cry. Like, literally, that's what's happening with Final Fantasy's content creators right now. So yeah, it's not criticism. It's criticism for the sake of criticism, just for them to be able to say that, yeah, I do view it critically. I do call out. You call out shit. You eat every single turd that comes out of Square Enix's ass. I'm sorry, and you know it, and I know it, and you know. Can we stop? Like, stop pretending. Just let go and fucking go full fanboy or fangirl. It's okay, you know. You can eat shit and like it. There's nothing wrong with that, except that you're eating shit. But hey, nothing wrong with that if you're a shitty person who likes to eat shit. But don't expect others to fucking do that. And don't expect it to you know. Happy affiliate anniversary? Yeah, right. I wish I could celebrate it with something else and not like criticizing YawnTrail. But I noticed too late that it was my affiliate birthday. Oh my god. I'm not being sarcastic. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. You're supporting your local, overly critical cat girl. And I support your decision, support me. Thank you very much. No, I really appreciate it. For real. Which makes me think. Let me see if I didn't thank someone I should have thanked last time. Let me go here. There's you subscribing. No, we're good. Okay, we're good soon. Oh, but you know, strangely enough, I was checking my mail, and I don't remember the name, and I'm really sorry, and I'll bring it up next time. But somebody donated to me $20, and it did not show up anywhere. And PayPal only showed me their real name, so I'm not so sure I should mention it. I probably shouldn't. But you know, if you're that person and you're here and you're watching, then thank you very much for the 20. It's really appreciated. Even if it was like $2, even if it was no dollars, I really appreciate you. So, you know, I don't need to tell you. You already know. I just, you know, even just watching my stream, thank you very much for that, you know, for watching. But the generosity is like, is also amazing. Which goes for Kaori's subscription here as well. I really appreciate that. But yeah, if it leaves you with a negative taste in your mouth, like this stream, I want you to remember what Enfer said. Just, you know, behind it all, I'm smiling. I'm having a good time. I don't care. I just, you know, believe it or not, I have the uncanny ability to just be angry at something, justified or not, it doesn't matter sometimes, because feelings are feelings, and I'm angry at like Final Fantasy shortcomings, and I might stop playing as well, but it doesn't mean that I'm having a bad time right now, streaming and talking about it. It's not like, it's not like hate talk. I'm not like, I don't hate the game, but honestly, it just does some things in such a fucking trash way. And other things it does in a way where I don't enjoy them personally. And so combined, they just create this awkward feeling of like, I want to play it, I want to do a few things in it, but it's like I'm fighting against the machine here. So, you know, obviously it makes me more vocal about the issues I'm having with it. But it doesn't mean that that this is like a hate stream or something like that. Yeah. It's just me giving, you know, my opinion. Because there's also like, okay, if you don't believe me, I can also like give you some positives, okay? I really love my character. I really love the glam. I really love like some of the animations of Viper are really good. As much as I trash talked like the attempt to make some fights more Guild Wars 2 like, it's still like some innovation there, and I do like the fact that it's not just a memory check now, but it's also like a movement check, like a rhythm game movement check. I like that, even though it's like not really fitting the way that combat works. It's still something new, and I like that because I enjoy like how Guild Wars does things. You know, there's like lots of positives as well, you know. If you're not burned out on the social aspect, it's still like a very good social game. A paid social app, basically, with visual aids. This city is still purple and cyan, so I just like it a lot. It's still like a sci-fi city, I just enjoy being there. What can I tell you? It still feels nice dunking on noobs in dungeons and other places and watching them die, and like it's hilarious. And it still feels good when you clear a fight, I guess. And you've done it like without studying a guide for like 10 years. So, you know, it's okay. It's alright. It's fine. So yeah, as I said, like, if you missed it, what I said in the beginning, right? If I'm not talking about it, you can safely assume I'm enjoying it. So even if I talked about a lot of things, meaning that I don't enjoy them, there's like other things that are positive. Definitely. Alright? So yeah, are they like as many? Well, not really. Are they enough to keep me in the game? Not really without copium. But like, there's still some good ideas here. There's still some interesting stuff. So yeah, you know, and I acknowledge it fully, and you know, it's fine. And if you really go crazy about Final Fantasy, and if you really love the story somehow, that's awesome, I guess. What can I tell you? You know, you little shit eater. It's okay, we can be friends. I won't tell anyone you like eating shit. Yeah. So yeah. I don't know. I guess I'm just trying to say, don't forget to smile, as Enfer pointed out. And I haven't forgotten. So yeah. Plus it's fun, shit talking. There is no situation in which shit talking a game isn't fun, even if it's Guild Wars, even if it's like World of Warcraft, even if it's like Elden Ring, if it's like something else. Fuck it, you know? Sometimes you gotta let go and call out whatever the fuck annoys you. I just wish that that had some impact, which it doesn't. Because, you know, some things just grow far too big for their own good. So big that they consider themselves like beyond criticism at this point. And justifiably so, because, you know, people eat shit sometimes and they like it. So, yeah, it's easy to take a shit, isn't it? And you know, Yoshi P has been taking a shit right in your fucking mouth for a long time now. And it's made him a very rich individual. So, yeah. And that's all, I guess. I don't think I'm forgetting something. I'm not sure I'm forgetting some criticism. Oh, right. There is one last thing. Why is there so much copy-paste? Like, YawnTrail as a whole has an insane amount of copy-paste. Like, the game already has this problem, for me, where it likes to reference itself way too much. And it likes to reference its own content way too much. And also it loves referencing other Final Fantasy games left and right. But now they've taken it to the next level where it's literally copy-pasting itself. Like, can we fucking stop? Right? Can we fucking stop? Why are you introducing the Ronkan gear sets all over, but just with cleaner textures and purple colors? Go back. Okay? It's not gonna insult anyone's ancestors. Go back and just make Ronkan gear like completely dyeable so we can have the glow purple and the item gray or gunmetal, you know, and that's fine. Because that's what the new gear is. So why make a new gear set like that? Just make something completely new. Can't you pay someone to stay in a room and think about gear sets? Can you do that? Like, Jesus fucking Christ, I can do that for free. If you want. I can make some gear for you, and then you can delete the Ronkan copy-paste and add that set in, and it's gonna be a nice set, I promise you. I mean, Jesus Christ, you're adding fucking elephants as enemies. You know, what's my chances of making something worse than that? Considering I'm not eating crayons and sniffing glue. So yeah, what the fuck is going on there? There are whole segments in dungeons I've done so far which were legit copy-pastes of segments of previous dungeons. And it is so fucking blatant, it's making me crazy. Like, the dungeon that is like, that drops like the... what you call it? The gear I'm talking about. Yeah, that dungeon has a whole segment that is like literally the start of what's that dungeon there is? Where is it again Kitana Ravel? It's again Kitana Ravel, isn't it? Yeah, where it starts with like that one mob that has like the mechanic where you hide behind little walls to avoid being blasted. They have the exact, like, it is such blatantly copy-pasted. And I've seen, like, at least 4 instances of, like, absolute copy-paste. It is, my dude, just fucking do something. You can't do that. Like, that's not cool. That's not cool. It's boring. And then they waste their fucking inspiration. They waste their fucking meter on shitting out stuff like the haunted, like, theme park dungeon. Like, can we move away from the fucking joke content? Which, again, I also didn't talk about that. So there seems to be like a lot of I don't know, are they trying to, I'm not sure what they're trying to do there. Are they trying to be inclusive to like smaller countries? Like, I don't get, like, I don't get why Final Fantasy has to have like a Texas map. Like, really? Like, just do your thing. I don't need Texas in Final Fantasy. I'll play an MMO that is set in Fantasy Texas if I want to. You don't have to include everything. You don't have to do, which is a problem with Final Fantasy in general. Like, you don't have to please everyone. You don't have to be all over the place. You don't have to include everything everywhere at the same time, because you're falling apart doing that. Like, that is like an important criticism. And it leads to this stupid fucking tonal dissonance and theme, you know, theme discrepancy. I don't know if that's the word. Like, theme inconsistency, right? And like feeling of like random shit. And then again, to take it like back to what I was saying, like, can we just cut out the joke content at this point? I know it's a PG-13 game, right? I know it's a PG-13 game. But why at level 100 is the expert dungeon literally a haunted park, a haunted theme park? And haven't they done this before, like, more successfully? With like the wasn't it like Stormblood, where there is one fight on a haunted train, and another one like with a ghost that paints shit on like canvases? That was inspired. But this shit, like come on. Come on. I don't know, maybe I'm too old for this game. Unironically, maybe I'm just too old for this game. But not old like in the sense of like, I've reached 40 and I don't understand gaming no more. You know, it's not that. It's like, it's too fucking childish. I feel they're addressing me as if I'm a fucking infant. You know, and wasting my time. Problem with those fights is that they too were a rehash of all the Final Fantasy games. Yeah, but at least it was, as a first-time player, you know, it was nice to see, I guess. But this shit they're trying to pull up here, it's not interesting to see as even as a first-time player. Like, I'm coming back. I had left Final Fantasy and I come back, and the pinnacle of the expansion is not a super sci-fi fight. It's like haunted theme park. Bro, who the fuck cares about killing ghosts? You know what I'm gonna do if I wanna fight ghosts? I'm gonna call the fucking ghost bastards. Okay, fuck that. That was so cringe. But like, dude, just fucking miss me with that shit, quite honestly. And I gotta eat that dungeon up in my stupid face for months now, because that's the expert. Jesus fucking Christ. God. Oh, and here, another thing that I want to touch on. The pace of the dungeons. Like, why are they trying... Okay, why are they trying to fight against wall-to-wall by creating even more segregated pools? Dude, your game has GCD and OGCD and very, very, very fixed rotations. You cannot do that. You have dug yourselves into a hole where pools have to be a certain way, like Shadowbringers and like Endwalkers did it, and that's how it works, and that's how it's enjoyable. All right, and the farthest you can go is literally Mount Gulg, okay, Mount Gulag, where you have like huge pools comparatively. All right, that's the farthest you should go. So just increasing the mob number. For the lols, you know. But this segregation and splitting into smaller parts, and this inclusion of ranged enemies, and inclusion of segments where enemies forcibly travel a long path and then come to you, all that shit is wasting my time. It doesn't go well with like the combat system. It doesn't feel intuitive. And it feels like it's a forced way to stop, to break up wall-to-wall pooling in a way that is like extremely intrusive and very unfitting for the game. Okay, so I find it kind of trashy that they do that. I hope they don't. I hope they stop. I hope that stops right there. So yeah, I don't know. And that's like specific to YawnTrail. So that's why I'm saying that in general I just cannot recommend YawnTrail. Not only does it do, not only does it introduce new things, but in a bad way, and not enough new things. And I'm not talking about Viper and all that shit. I'm just talking because that's not new at all. The concept is not new, even though it's fine. The gimmick is just an illusion. There is no gimmick, it's just like a set rotation again. I'm talking about, you know, trying to incorporate in fights different kinds of skill. Or incorporate parts that require different kinds of skill other than like memorization. So that is a good point, for example, even though it's done in not a good way. And it doesn't fit the game the way it's done, but it's still something good in a vacuum. But even though YawnTrail does that, it's just not enough, and it's too little, and it's too late. Alright? And it does a lot of things wrong. And it also has, you know, as we were saying with Enfer, what we agreed with Enfer on, it's still built around a core game that is like suffering from a multitude of problems. Like, literally, the only way that I see you enjoying this is if it's your first expansion launch. If this is your first, maybe second expansion launch, and you started in like Endwalkers, you can marginally say it's still fresh. So you'll be more forgiving than I am, and more tolerant and patient. Okay. But if you're like a 2 years player now, how the fuck can I recommend that you buy this? I'm not even sure. And I'm not even doing what Enfer did, which I'm not condemning that. You should do that, but also you shouldn't do that. You know, it's kind of a weird thing. I don't want to compare it to, like, for example, Elden Ring's DLC. I don't want to compare it to, like, for example, I don't know, other games. Even in a vacuum, though, it's problematic. I can't recommend it, and it's problematic. And so now with those two additions, unless I have something else to say, I mean, some of the stuff I also said previously, like a lot of the promises that we were made never made it into the game. Where is my Dragoon rework? Where is class identity? Where is like die channels? Because very few things have dual die channels. On some items that do have die channels, like multiple die channels, one of them just doesn't work. It just does nothing, like literally nothing. And I can even show you an example if you want. One of Viper's weapons, actually. And there are other examples as well. I've brought up these things before this stream, so I don't know, maybe I shouldn't like repeat them, I guess, but just for the sake of having it all in the same place, there you go. And maybe I'm forgetting something as well, I don't know. But yeah, it feels like Final Fantasy has finally calcified. It has finally entered it's fucking dementia years, like, for real. It's like it's too old and dementia is settling in, unfortunately. So that's what it feels like the game is right now. So yeah, and I'm sorry if that's offensive to anyone, by the way. I know not all people suffer from it, and I know it's a sensitive subject, but I'm trying to find a good analogy, and I fucking can't. All I can say is that, like, it's rested on its laurels, and the laurels have gone bad. They are rotten to the core at this point. So yeah, Do you know what to tell you beyond that? Let me grab some water and hydrate more. More water doesn't hurt. Be right back. Ah, where is something purple to look at? I want to look at my favorite color so that I feel better. What the fuck is going on up there? What is that shit show? They're going higher! Oh my... Oh, okay. What the fuck? I'm gonna do that. What the fuck is going on? Hey, wait for me! Oh my fucking god, I'm coming in there. Wait, you guys. Oh my god. Let's do it. What? How do you... Oh my god. Oh. Is it... Where is it? How do you... What? There is something there! Oh, fuck. What? Hold W, I am. Oh, it's actually... okay, so it starts here, and then... Nowhere. How... Wait a minute. Am I gonna get oh, fuck. Am I gonna get banned for this? Are we all getting banned? Like everyone jumping here getting... Has to be the good spot. Oh my fucking god. We have become a totem of arrogance. Oh my god, how high can this go? No! No! Where? Oh, okay. Oh, there we go. This is the highest point, I think. Oh my god, it's higher. Yes, I'm higher! What? Yes. Higher? Oh my god. Do you think that like... No! I think that's the end. Yes, that's the end. Alright, I'm staying right there. Alright, cool. So yeah. No, don't... Okay, just hold me on your shoulders. I'll walk there. Sorry for the spikes on my boots. Oh, you know what? Wait. What was it? Ritual? Come on, dude. I'm gonna find it. What was it? Was it Sandrop? Yes! This is what you deserve. There we go, somebody... Yeah, you're getting it there, the Twisted. You're getting it. Oh my god. I can make it worse. There you go. That's all you need to know for this day. If I could T-pose, I would T-pose. But yeah, that's how it's gonna be. Enjoy. Oh no. And another one bites the dust. And another one drops, and another one drops, and another one bites the dust. Yeah. Alright, well, that's interesting. I wasn't aware of this. Perfect. Wait. What is it called? Yes! Yes! Obey me! I'm trying to be polite. You deserve that! You deserve that! Lady. Oh my god. I don't know what to say anymore. Yeah. Nice. Very nice. Let's see, what else can we... Oh my god, wait a minute, I have an idea. Do you think I could do, Get banned! I'm gonna get banned! Oh my god, I'm gonna get banned or something. Whoa, why did it cancel? Wait a moment. Yes. Yes, perfection! Yes! Yes. This is why I pay the subscription that I pay. This is literally why. Oh my god. What else could work here? Pretty funnily. I don't know, I mean the push-ups were working pretty well for this. Well, I guess none of these now would be anything specific, but... Damn it. No, I can't say that... No, I feel like this is one of the best that you can use here. Do you think it's so glitched that you could... No, okay. I was wondering. I was wondering if it counted as water. I mean, you could also lean, I suppose. Right? You could lean and just rotate. And that would be... That would be good enough. What about squats, though? Yes! Fucking get teabagged, motherfucker! I'm getting banned. I'm so getting banned. I'm not intending this to be a teabag. Okay, don't ban me. This is just... You caused this, okay? I'm just like using the monster. This is not intended to be like, you know... Don't ban me, please. Oh my god. Poor person under me. I mean... You could also just do this. I don't know. I don't know about this. I'm not sure. This is like very suspicious. This is very suspicious, I'm gonna say that. You could also just sweep, right? Yes. Yeah, this works. Okay. Let me just, you know what? Let me just turn enough so that I'm barely missing, kind of holding her up with my arm, but I don't want to risk moving here. Oh my god. What would happen if... Yeah, no, I don't know. I think I'm done. I think I'm fucking cooked, and I'll be right back. I'm not sure what we're doing with our time here on stream right now. It's... I guess... I mean, I had another idea, but like... I forgot what I wanted to do. It was something that would look... You know, something that would look funny in this totem, but... What was it, though? Ah, wait a minute. We can do something else. Wait. There. Perfect. And now I'm grabbing her boobs. This looks like... Listen, this is like artistic, okay? There, this is clearly artistic, I'm sorry. What? This literally looks like a dancing pose. I'm not even kidding. It literally looks like a dance maneuver. Oh man, they're all in the... Oh, they're in the same group. Oh. So that's kind of cute there. You can have like those. All of you. No, they left. And now I'm alone in my tower of loneliness. Just like in real life. Oopsie. That was amazing. Like the placement with my Power Ranger pose was literally perfect. It was like fucking ice figure skating, like completely. I love that. Please don't ban me, by the way. I'm not gaining an unfair advantage in gameplay. Unless you can consider, like, you know, unintentional groping as a gameplay advantage. But I don't know. So like a Lonely Tower CM featuring a apart from... Yes. Yeah, no, that's low. That's low, and I'm sorry, you're trying too hard, I have to say. Even for you, that's like trying too hard. I'm sorry. But yeah. And I mean, you know what, like... I would love to do like some expert roulette for you. And like leveling, but I might prefer to do that with like with Neris and such, and also maybe I'll go and do my Guild Wars 2 dailies. Like, I just wanted to talk to you, damn it. Okay, that's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to talk to you about Final Fantasy and my opinions on YawnTrail. And I did that, and that's all I wanted to do, okay? So it's been like 2 hours and a half, so time is up, and I have other clients to service. Okay. Oh wait, no. That's like that's like club related. Okay. No, I never. You know what? Never mind. Never fucking mind. It's okay. Thank you for watching. You have been amazing, mostly because you've been silent as fuck, so you don't really bother me. But no, thank you for real. And you know, I hate that you're silent. But whatever. Okay, you do you. I've got ice cream waiting for me. It's amazing. Fucking pistachio with kaimaki and salted caramel. It's insane. It is fucking insanely good. You have no idea. Like, want me to show you? I can show you, and you're gonna get jealous then. Oh my god, I can show you and I can fucking torture you. I can fucking You think I'm gonna pass up an opportunity to fucking torture you and dunk on you at the same time? I'm not passing that up. And besides, you said hydrate, right? And ice cream is like, contains the word ice, which contains water, which means I will be hydrating by, you know what? Every time... Oh my god. Okay. Okay. I'll do that. Fine. Not now, though. I will do it. It is the second time you redeemed that. I owe you 2 workout sessions. I haven't forgotten. I have not forgotten. I owe you 2 with this one. And I owe you a stream, which I could have done now, and I completely just spaced out. I owe you a stream where I will have my camera turned on all the time for the whole duration. I haven't forgotten. Which doesn't mean that I want to do it. And it may never happen, but I haven't forgotten, I still remember. But no, the workout thing is gonna be healthy for me as well. So it's something that I wanna do. And I owe you 2 sessions, which means... yeah, I could get to it. Again, no promises trademark, and give me a second. I'm about to dunk on you. Give me a sec. Oh boy. Now this is some ice cream that you're about to see. Disclaimer, my hair is probably like shit right now. But that doesn't matter much. Oh, okay, fuck. Where's my mouse pointer? Let's see. What the? Come on, dude. I keep forgetting the thingy. So listen, this is like, and this is not sponsored, by the way. I'm not gonna show like anything particularly business related, but look at that. Look at that beauty. All this. Look at this shit. This is mastic ice cream, so the kaimaki. This is like salted caramel, and this is pistachio. And so, you know, I'm gonna, like... Do I do the thing where I just literally dunk on you? Yeah, I do that, right? Of course I would. So delicious, look at it. It is so perfect. It is so perfect. You have no idea. It's absolutely perfect. Is that hydration enough for you? Perfect. I'm gone. Oh boy. That's some amazing ice cream. You have no idea. It tastes so good. For real. It tastes amazing. Goes really well with coffee. Anyway, that's the stream. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. I'll see you for my regular stream of XCOM, where I'm going to build Enfer's Soldier and also Kaori's Soldier. And we're gonna go on and play XCOM 2. Or I am. I don't know why I use plural. I mean, right? And yeah. And Tuesday is also gonna be XCOM. I'm so into XCOM. You know what? XCOM does cyber better than this. No joke. Anyway, let me teleport back to here, and then I'll decide if I want to do some roulettes or if I want to go to Guild Wars instead for now. But yeah. And I know I've promised you like Baldur's Gate 3, and I've promised you, and you know, and I dropped it almost. Well, not really dropped it, I just replaced it temporarily with XCOM, because the plan was XCOM, you know, on Mondays or something, and then Baldur's on like Tuesdays. But I got so excited with XCOM, it became both. It became both like Monday and Tuesday. And I think it's gonna be the same this week, but from next week I'm gonna reintroduce like we're gonna go back to Baldur's Gate 3 and like progress that as well, you know. But it's hard to go to Baldur's when XCOM is there. It's really hard because I do enjoy the tactical, like, you know, turn-based combat there, like way too much, like in XCOM. And as for Guild Wars 2, I mean, maybe on a Saturday, you know. Guild Wars / Final Fantasy, that's gonna be like Saturdays probably. If on Saturdays I don't have anything other to anything else to actually dedicate the stream to. Because again, Saturdays are not meant to be gaming streams for me. They're more like God fucking damn it, I can't talk. I'm just thinking about that ice cream. I am so focused on that ice cream. It's right in front of me, right here. I'm literally fucking drooling. But like, yeah, it's like, yeah, Saturdays are just casually hanging out with you and like talking about whatever. So it's not necessary that there will be any Final Fantasy or Guild Wars gameplay at least until I'm done with like Baldur's and /or XCOM. Okay, that's the just to keep you updated on how I feel like I should proceed. So yeah, and I know that like a lot of you, there might be like 2 of you in total. Like I may have 2 viewers total. I don't know, just kidding. I don't know how many people watch me, but there may be a number of people, who knows, who miss Skyrim. And you know, I do miss Skyrim a lot, but you know, XCOM and Baldur's, I don't know. I'm kind of like in that mood right now, you know. But I haven't forgotten Skyrim, and my 100% playthrough of it is still gonna happen. It's 1000% gonna happen. But again, it's like I've played Skyrim so long and I've streamed it so many hours, like an insane amount of hours. Which at this point, you know, someone visiting my channel on YouTube, or whatever passes as a channel, at least that I have, there is so much Skyrim material there that you could literally be watching for days and you wouldn't run out. So I feel like it can wait, for real. I feel like it can wait, but I'm definitely getting back to it as well. Because Skyrim is like where... What literally, I don't want to say established my stream, because my stream is not established. I'm just like a low rate, low tier fucking small fry. So there's nothing established. I'm just like a shit stream, so to speak. But like, yeah, it's what got me into streaming. Like that's what I streamed at first. That's what made me feel, you know, comfortable streaming. What established streaming in me. So I'm not forgetting that. I'm not forgetting my roots. I will go back to Skyrim for sure. But yeah, first detours in the form of XCOM and other stuff like that. So, for real though, thanks for watching. Have an amazing Sunday. I'm sorry for not streaming yesterday. Just, you know, unfavorable circumstances pushed it to this evening instead of Saturday evening. That's never gonna happen again. I hate streaming on Sunday because I have to stream Monday and Tuesday as well. So I fucking hate that. So that's never gonna happen again. It'll be Saturday from now on. Okay, I'll do my best that if there is a third stream in a week, it's gonna be a Saturday early one, and not a Sunday evening one. But thank you for being here, and yeah, I'll catch you tomorrow, literally, like in a few hours. Okay. Well, not in a few hours, but in several hours we're gonna talk again, and it's gonna be time to shoot some aliens, kill some aliens. Those damn aliens! They landed in the wrong town of the U.S. of A. So yeah, okay, enough greens. See you tomorrow, okay? Stay safe, be cool, and take care. Bye bye, kiss you, and all that. Be safe for real. Take care.